pay things forward, things come back to you. Okay? We got a college mentor who took care of me when I was in college. If it wasn't for him, I guarantee you, I would not be sitting before you today. I'm at the front of the registration line, I see this girl, I get right out of line. I'm going wherever the girl is. So the same way I stay behind some of y'all, Joey, Leon, and the rest of them, it's the same way you stayed after me. Well, one particular summer, I had no money, didn't have a job. So this guy offered me a job as a dorm director. So, in this particular summer group, Mr. Wright was one of my first students, so to speak. Okay, so I ran that dorm during at night. In the daytime, I would do national sports, youth sports program. Anyway, it carried over to what you have before you today. So a lot of things he's going to share with you is because everything happens for a reason. Somebody paid it forward for me. I was able to pay it forward for him. But the funny piece to it, I had no idea it was him who was coming. All I knew was a Wright, and I couldn't get the first name. Okay? So I go meet in Shelby County this morning. He happens to come at noon. He was supposed to be here at 9 a.m. this morning. All right, so if I'm in my meeting in Shelby County, we never see each other. Okay, it just so happens he reschedules. He comes at noon, I'm able to see him, he walks in the door, now I know who it is. So that's why I tell you all the time, anytime you say stuff, you meet people, you know, you can't ever be a stranger. The person you nice to today might be the one you need to protect you tomorrow. Okay? So without further ado, this is Mr. Brian Wright. Y'all supposed to clap.
This piece is called Barriers. I grew up, small family. It was just me and my sister, my mother and father. My mother was very hard working, caring, loving mother. My father was the same way. And on the outside, we were like a perfect family. But on the inside, psychologically, I was tormented because of the amount of abuse we used to go home. We used to go on inside my home. It wasn't physical abuse against me. It was against my mother. And again, my father, hardworking, loving. He taught me a lot of great values and work ethic. He taught me a lot of things, but he was an alcoholic, so he used to take it out on my mother. And I would get my occasional whoopings when I got out of line. And my sister did too, but for the most part, it was psychological harm. So over the years, I took it deep down inside, and I remember a time it was, I think I was like 8 years old, 8 or 9 years old, and I used to, occasionally a little fight when you're younger, with your friends. And one time I fought a girl, and I knew I had to answer to my father on my own. And what he did to me was beat me so bad, it was a whooping heard all around the neighborhood. So that let me know whooping that being around. So that let me know that he knew it was wrong what he was doing, but he could not control it. Maybe it was his upbringing. His father probably beat his mother. His father probably beat the person he was with, and so on and so forth. It was his upbringing. So I really couldn't blame him. I did at the time, but as I grew older, I understood psychologically, we see and we repeat, we act upon, So, I went on through life, had a great life actually, till my senior year. Now keep in mind all these years, my mother, just every other day, if not every day. I'm having to deal with this at home. And I think I got into it my senior year. My senior year was February, actually. I guess all this anger in me actually came out. So an incident happened in school, and I could have easily been charged with attempted murder. And my life could have been ruined. I I got suspended. Well, they said I was expelled, but turned it into a suspension. So I lucked out, and that really, I don't know, it turned me a little, but not really. So I graduated. Guys, I can't tell you how important it is for you to get your diploma. It is very important. Okay, I know you heard it a million times. Keep it on your mind. There's a million and one. Get your diploma. Without it, you're nothing. You can't make it. I mean, everybody say GED. Not a GED. It should be your goal. Diploma. Without a diploma, you can't get a home. You know, home loans. You can't get a job. You know, it's tough. You can't even get insurance. You know, you work a job, you probably see people, well, I know somebody that don't have a diploma and he has a job. Guess what? He's a temp service agent. You just go from job to job to job. Nobody's going to employ you. Get your education. Make sure you get it. By getting a diploma, your next 50 years of your life will determine how you're going to live. You can't live without a diploma, guys. With everything. Anything. You just can't get it. Even the way society views you, if you don't get a diploma, you're actually costing the government money. You're costing more tax dollars to taxpayers. Get your diploma, guys. Get your diploma. And so, sorry guys. This is my first speech, by the way. So thank you for having me. So I graduated high school. After high school, I began to get bullied. You know, so I had all this anger built inside of me, and I began to get bullied. I moved away. You know, I barely went to visit my mother. I wanted to really get rid of that, knowing that, you know, what's going on in my home after my father. After I seen what he done, now the house is empty. I'm wondering what is he doing. I didn't be there to protect my mother, but psychologically I just couldn't deal with it. So then my mother actually got the nerve to get a divorce. She got a divorce, never separated. So that's good. That was good on my behalf. Me still being bullied, you know, she would call, loving mother, hey, how are you? I'm good, you know, won't you come home and see me? Mom, I'm busy right now, you know, just 3-4 months go by, and I wouldn't go visit her. Still being bullied, you know, call me on the weekend, I might be in Detroit, might be in Cleveland, you know, just anywhere, man. I was just this bully had a hold on me. And my father, he was the same way, they separated, our relationship was still okay. He, you know, called me, hey son, you know, Chuck Norris is coming on this weekend. Come on and come see. I know it's before y'all's time. You know, just anything. Let's watch the game together. You know, come through and, you know, just say hello to your pops. You know, I ain't seen you in a while. Avoided him. Years and years and years go by, and this bully is just on my back. The bully was the life. Drugs. Selling them, using them to the fullest, just to get what I want. So, along with the drugs, crime came. Crime came, of course. You can't have drugs and money without crime. Getting it the wrong way, getting it speed. So, years and years, in and out of jail, you know, my parents barely visited my mom, barely opening up to her and to my father. You know, I'm just living this life. So, one particular incident, my grandmother died. And my grandmother, we was kind of close. She lived in Louisville. She would come down to visit. And on holidays, whatever. But I remember that night I was so out of it that I I missed her funeral. You know, and it hurt me. It hurt me for about a week straight, you know. I'm just like, you know, I gotta change, you know, like, how can I do this? But the bully still prevailed, still on my back, still was addicted to this lifestyle, all right? So, more cases, more time, you know. All of a sudden, a big case evolves. So this is a life-changing event. Comes in my life. I don't know what else to do. So call my mother, and I tell her the situation. And she's saying, you know, just you know, why don't you just pack up and just come home, you know? I mean, I'll take you in. Even though you have pushed me away, you pushed your family away, you've just basically disowned us. You know, you haven't been, I visit home once or twice a year. So I came home and it was kind of hard. You know, I'm trying to get clean, I'm trying to straighten out my life, trying to do new things. I was lost, you know, I didn't know what to do. And so I tried to mend those relationships with my mom and with my dad. So, but with this case, it was a felony case. So I was guilty, convicted felon. And guys, once you're a felon, it's tough. It's tough. All trouble is tough. But to the degree of that, hey, I don't think anybody can know it. I mean, I didn't get any jail time, but just the fact that you're thrown out of society, you really can't do anything with a felony. And so this is what's going on. A felony in my life, trying to amend, and actually, really, I'm full of drugs. I really can't get a job. I can't pass a drug test. You know, so at the moment, I'm just at home, just sitting around trying to detox. And shortly after that, on top of that, I had a DUI. So I have no license, can't go anywhere. Actually had a DUI and got caught driving on suspended license. So they really didn't get my license back for a while. That was a DUI second. So, home with nothing. With this felony, I lost my house, I lost my apartment, I lost all my resources, everything that drug money had bought, gone out the window. I had to sell it, I wanted it out of my life, actually. So, you know, just get rid of it. I got rid of everything. After all the court cases and all of that, the money I had saved, gone. Lawyer fees, gone. It's just, I had nothing. So I come home and, like I said, mended those relationships. So they built up and got closer with my father. And so one night, you know, we had a heart-to-heart, and I just asked him, you know, I was like, you know, why would you put my mother through this? All of those years, you know, beating her, and you know, me as a kid, you know, did you not think that wouldn't affect me? And he's, oh, son, I don't want to talk about it. So I'm grown now, and I'm just like, no, we are going to talk about it. You know, I need to know some answers. Why would you do a woman? Why would you do anyone like that? You know, that could have easily been me instead of my mother, but so the end result, he broke down crying, and he just had to pay for it every day. Here he is, divorced, lonely, you know, and I'm just like, you know, he didn't know. He didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know what he was tearing down. And it affected the rest of his life. So I forgave him. I forgave him. Then life went on. I actually found a job as a felon. It was tough. It was tough. Many jobs told me no. It's tough to get a job. I don't know how many interviews I went on, but it was tough. So my father, we're getting close. It's about a 2-year span. We're getting close. And, you know, we kind of brush off what parents say or people that just keep telling us things. And, you know, the story was about spark plugs. I was going to get my spark plugs changed in my car. And my father kept reminding me, you know, you need to go get those spark plugs changed. You need to get those spark plugs. I was like, all right. I'll go get them Friday. I think it was on Wednesday. So I got up early that Friday morning, and I went to get the spark plugs changed early. So I said, I'm going to visit my father and let him know. So I went to visit and opened the door, and my father was laying on the couch, and I remember his leg was cocked a certain way. So I came in and you know, I was jumping, like, why you laying like that? And my father had passed away on that couch that night, that morning, I'm not sure. And so, at that moment, you know, crying, tears tore up, my life just hit me. Like all those years, this bully, this life, these drugs, took me away from the relationships and everything that was most important. And I didn't realize that. You know, I was just living a life. I didn't know, you know, that death could come so soon. And I just want you guys to realize that, you know, if you're doing something wrong, it's not just you're tearing up. You're tearing your families apart, people around you, friends, whatever. So, my father died, and mourning was hard. At this point in my life, I need to find out what I'm going to do with my life. I'm a felon. I have a job, dead-end job. I can't keep working there for the rest of my life. It was gut check time, you know. And that goes back to the diploma. I always had that diploma. You know, I always go back to that diploma. You get that diploma. So what I did was I applied for every school I could. Tried to get in college. I tried to make that my motivation. My father died and my life, you know, hey, let's get motivated. But I'm telling you, don't wait until something significant happens to make that your motivation. Make it now. I'm speaking to you, this is a motivation right here. Every day I think about my father. Every day I think about, you know, what my life could have been 10 years ago. I have this felony. It took 10 years of my life. 10 years of it. Outside, yeah, I can still do some of the things, but I mean, it's just like no rights, no privileges, just being incarcerated outside. But, yeah, so I'm applying at every school, trying to get into college. ACT was like a 13. Terrible. And so, I actually got accepted. I got accepted to one school. Now, power through. I worked hard, worked hard as I could. So, after that degree, I went back to school. Went to get another degree. I let all this be my motivation. Now, how did I do it? I had to separate myself. It was hard. Friends is hard. You know if somebody's doing wrong. You know if it's wrong. If your gut's telling you it's wrong. You ain't got to do it because that friend do it. It's tough. Some people won't like it. People gonna talk about you. But it's necessary that you get the bad attitudes out of your life early. They'll understand. a true friend to understand. I have friends that don't speak to me, but I also have friends that are still there. Because they was real friends. Your real friend is gonna support your best interests. You know, he's not gonna talk about you. He might say, all right, go ahead. You'll be back. You know, there's ones like that. But hey, some tactics you can use is, you know, go everywhere by yourself. Try to meet new people. Go everywhere by myself. I don't like going back to it. I don't know. Just, it doesn't work for me. Try that. Also, there really is no answer. I mean, just sit them down and tell them like, and, you know, we went down this road and, you know, sometimes, you know, I just want to I'm going to do this. You know, you can be right here if you want to, or whatever. Everybody talking, you might have to hope violence isn't the answer, but you know, sometimes you just have to just separate yourself. You have to. I don't know, just doing activities, playing a little basketball or something. I'm not saying you always have to be by yourself, but just try different things, create new habits. That's how you separate yourself, and then just devise a plan. Devise a plan now. Don't wait till 24 to devise a plan. Your life is just, you've missed too much there. Devise that plan now, saying, I'm going to get a diploma first of all. Because what most people don't know is, we only think of minds, but you also have a subconscious mind. And that mainly makes up a part of your confidence, your gumption, your will to do. And the bonus of it is your subconscious mind is easy to trick. So all you gotta do is say it over every day. Hey, I know I'm in the same situation, but I'm gonna get a diploma. Hey, I know I just messed up, I'm in trouble, but I'm gonna get a diploma. Your mind will pick up on that. Let me give you an example. Criminal is a criminal because, well, first of all, when you first enter into criminal activity, you abhor it. Abhor means you're disgusted. You know, I'm never going to jail again. That's crazy. That's crazy. So then if you remain in criminal activity, the second time, you become accustomed to it. You endure it. So now you're at the stage where in jail really ain't that bad, you know, they lock me up again. Then the third time, you embrace it and you're influenced by it. That makes you a criminal. That's when it's hit the fan. You ever been to, I know I've been to a couple of them, but I would never attend again. A couple parties where somebody's getting out of prison or something, like it's a celebration. It's no celebration. I see you what you're doing. How about that? You get a job and then I bump into you at the gas station. How about that? Then we can celebrate something. Be good to see you here. That means he's influenced by it. It's crazy. You know, he'd rather live in this can with a bunch of men, or this girl would rather live in a can with a bunch of women than live life. Y'all don't take it to jail. Go. Some stories there. But back to the situation. I worked hard. There was an example of how the subconscious mind gets tricked. How that criminal became a criminal. Now you can turn it into a positive. You can trick your own mind. I'm gonna graduate. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. I might be in trouble now, but I'm gonna graduate. I was motivated. I let that death of my father just push me. And like I said, you don't have to use that example. I mean, you don't have to let nothing significant happen in your life to change, to motivate yourself. So now I'm at the point, I got 2 degrees, but I still have a felony. Nobody still wants to hire me. The felony is they don't care how many degrees you have. It doesn't matter. So now I'm at the point where I need more motivation. I need more gumption. Okay, so what do? So I started writing. Started writing everybody. I started writing the governor. I started writing the Secretary of State. I started writing different attorneys. I started writing mayors, and I even wrote President Obama. Just started writing every week. I wrote so much it was getting too expensive. Till finally my voice got heard. So, first I got a pardon. Pardon means you're free of all felonies on the record. They can be expunged, you get them off. So that's good. Secondly, I got a letter of recommendation from President Obama. That was pretty good. I got a letter of recommendation from Secretary Grimes, Allison Grimes. That was great. And just meeting all the people, you know? So, the moral of it is today, don't wait. Devise that plan now. Just graduate. How many people want to go to college? You guys enrolled? I mean, you applied? Taking the SCEC? Was it higher than 13? Yeah, you got it. So are there any questions? Yeah, that's my story. Right? There's my story. This is my whole life right here. This is my rap sheet. This is everything I've ever done. Criminalized. You don't want it. Okay? It's about 22 pages. Why would you go to a job? Why would you go to a job? And the stage that I told you, I endured it. Okay? I could stand it. Like, okay, I've been in jail, so what? I knew that had to change. And start now, guys. Get you. No questions for me? Ask me. Do I have a son? No, I do not have a son. And that's another thing. Brings me to relationships. I'm not telling you how to date but find yourself first. You got to know yourself to give yourself to someone else. All right? Be your friend first. I don't know, but you know, I know relationships are, but get in touch with yourself first before you even think about dating. My advice to you. Any other questions?
Brian,
Yeah.
what sent you down that path?
What sent me down that path?
Was there one thing, two things?
I believe it was the anger built up from the abuse in the home. I didn't know how to open up and let it out. And I let that out through drugs. The drugs helped me to let it out. But that's not the way to go. Open up, tell someone. You guys got all kind of help out here nowadays. You get your diploma, it's all types of certificates. If you don't want to go to college, I went to the dentist the other day. This girl was in there, she was 18 years old. I was like, man, I'm certified to work in my mouth. She was 18. I mean, she said she was in a program for 8 months, and here she is. I'm like, she make more than me. Any other questions? Any relatives? Yes, I do. Darian. Yeah, that's my nephew. Jayon. Excuse me?
So, did you write a novel?
I wrote a Bible and told him the situation. I told him my situation. Yes.
Drugs is obviously a problem in society. What's your path from drugs? Or what did you start with? What were you see detox off of? What about that?
Okay. What I started off using was marijuana. Yeah. My big drug was cocaine. So, I distributed and I used cocaine. I did. I used cocaine to do really well. And to detox, I was strong. I just went cold turkey. I just thought about better things for my life. You know, you get to that point, and that was basically my detox. That was my motivation. You know, like I said, the death of my father, and you know, all those years I hurt my mother, and that was just mainly it.
Ron, who was the biggest influence in your life?
The biggest influence in my life, it was a mentor by the name of Kim Goodlow. And he actually, Mr. Atkins spoke of it, he actually had really all the children in this area. My best friend, he was his godfather, so we was real close to him. But I mean, go figure. My best friend, he's done about 4 or 5 years in prison, you know. So, I mean, it's your choice. It really is. Just, I mean, decide that. Don't wait. Please do not wait. And do not blame anything else. I just told you my family as an example. You know, see this guy. I know many people go through different things. I mean, you probably said that saying, I'm not going through abuse, but it could be something else. Don't blame it on, you know, poverty and he was born in failure. That's just an excuse. And millions of Americans have that excuse. And they just think they're doomed from the start because it's a force maybe that's over them that they cannot control. You know, so they think they're doomed. And those people to me are the creators of their own misfortunes. If you think you're going to be a failure because everybody in your family is a failure, you're probably going to be a failure. But if you say, I'm going to change, hey, I'm not going to be like that. I sold drugs for years, and I see more money now than then. You know, I'm beating these guys on the long run. You know, you sit down here on this corner for what? I'm smarter than you. I'm going to know how to make more money than you. You're not going to outsmart me. Your education level is too low. It's too low. So, any other questions?
Do you have any stories of comparisons between your interactions with law enforcement or the punishments as far as your juvenile record versus your adult record?
It was all adult. I really never except for the one that I escaped, you know, the attempted murder. I really didn't have a juvenile record. I really have no bad experiences with law enforcement. I mean, everything really I really deserved. I mean, my second DUI, and I was so drunk. I couldn't. There's no way I should do that. I can barely see. I got out the car and come on, just take it, officer. I mean, it's just, and you get what you deserve, guys. Just advise the plan that really. Say to yourself what you're going to do every day. Did I get through to some people? What's that?
I was wondering, how'd you feel when you was moving to work? How'd you feel in your own house?
But I was
Moving to work?
moving to work. How did I feel?
Yeah. Like, when you stayed at your own crib,
I felt used to go to nightclubs and never stand in line. I used to, women and just, it was the life. It's addictive.
It wasn't worried though.
I wasn't worried? No. No, I wasn't worried. But the 20-page rap sheet, I wish I had someone to talk to me. Like I'm talking to you and tell me. It's an experience. But the experience that I had played with the rest of my life. Anything else? Yes.
Okay, so like you said, did it feel like hard for you like to stop feeding into that type of lifestyle?
It definitely is a different. It is. It is, but the thing with fast money is you spend it fast. It goes fast. So, just your conscience. I never used to open doors, or I hate knocking on doors. I hate walking in the street. I hate, a lot of things. It burns my eye. Yeah, but it's really good. Yes.
Did you ever do like,
Heard of it?
like, moving stuff, did you ever do that?
That's what happened. That's the consequence, to be honest with you, it was meant for me to get caught. I was done. I actually started working with children, actually. So I just felt so bad, like I can work with these kids and tell them, and I'm doing this, and I know the parents, and I know that. I stop. So I stopped, and I cleaned my room, and I found a big quantity of drugs. And I actually wrote, it's a true story, I wrote a Wendy's, and I seen a guy that I dealt with in the past, and he was white. So one, I forgot the first rule is to, I'm not gonna tell you the rules, but that's how I know. It's meant to be. I need, as much as I've done, I need to be caught. And then it was my second DUI. Actually, the judge just banged me down. It was like, okay, this your sentence and all this, and whatever, you're done. Police officer walks up and shows him a warrant for an indictment on me. So I'm just like, what did I do with this? So, 2 cases in one day, and in jail, it was happening. That was my last incident.
You got caught at the first time?
I didn't do anything. I got probated 5 years and 5 years concurrent. Concurrent means 5 additional years. If they give you 5, you got 10. You get caught, you get 36 months, and then, your life is over. I sold, I believe it was, 48 grams of non-controlled substance. That's what I got. We have a question? Yeah.
That was cocaine, right?
Okay. Anything else?
So what's longer
Come on, man. Hey, let's give Mr. Wright. Dave, if you got questions, ask him. If you want to talk to him one-on-one, ask him. If you don't feel comfortable today, talk to him one-on-one. You'll see him around our building. Right now,